Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, back with some more of our Expeditions Rome. Let's dispatch the Legion all the way over here. As you approach one of the larger towns in this region, you find yourself sharing the road with a small group of Greeks. They give you and your heavily armed Praetorians a wide berth, yet you cannot help but listen as they chat excitedly about the purpose of their journey. It transpires that this group is heading to town to see a new play written by a famous poet and performed by a well-liked local troupe. A play that has been sponsored by Mithridates and intended to glorify the great king of Pontus. Cineros, who has been translating the local dialect for you, warns you of the power of theater and says such plays could be part why Mithridates enjoys wide support among the population. Perhaps your old service put forth, it might be worth paying a visit to this poet. Okay. See if we can get himself to change his view. We enter the town shortly after noon and get directions to the amphitheater from the friendly citizen. There you find the poet and his troupe in the process for rehearsing tonight's play. Perhaps you shouldn't have been so surprised to find that you are the character in this play as well, and you are not portrayed in a pleasant light. The great and invulnerable god king Mithridates roundly defeats the greedy, arrogant Romans in the third act, and you are made to grovel pathetically at his feet before he takes mercy upon you and casts you out of Asia Minor. My good poet, how much would it cost me to have that ending rewritten? There's a brief panic as the poet and his players realize who you are and that you've been watching them in secret. The poet grovels while the actors cower in the back, but your calm demeanor eventually assuages his fears. After much apologizing, the poet explains that Mithridates makes himself as commissioned his play he cannot risk to defy the king. You have nothing to fear from him. I will leave two of my Praetorian guards here to protect you until the play is over and you have left the town. Let's leave Forceps and Publius Considius. Cineros works with him for the next several hours, adjusting the script to turn you into Severe Asia Minor and to portray Mithridates as the villain that he truly is. Leave the town before the evening comes, having important business elsewhere, but your two Praetorians stay behind to keep the peace at the amphitheater once the performance begins. The next day, you make a stop a few towns over. Word is already spread of the new play, and you are pleased to note that the rewrites have the intended effect. Local sentiment has already turned against Mithridates in small but significant ways. Truly may have a deep impact on the morale of his armies. Wow, that actually worked? Okay. You'll talk to the council. See what council man has for us. What's up, girl?
What can I do for you?
Domine.
What do you need?
At your service, Legat.
It is as I feared. Julius Ceaser is working with Mithridates, and no doubt his brother is part of this too. We must take action.
Govelo married my sister to eliminate my father.
To eliminate your whole family. Your father and I were getting close to uncovering this conspiracy against the very soul of Rome. Getting married to your sister after Marcus's untimely death made Julius Ceaser your paterfamilias. A perfect play to get your family out of the picture.
How long since you have known about this?
Since the beginning. We were working with your father to expose Julius Ceaser and his brother. Alas, they outsmarted us both.
Why would a senator do this?
Power is the most intoxicating wine. Unfortunately, it is also poisonous. It's been a long time since the Senate stood for the virtues of Rome. In a way, Scaevola and his brother are the embodiment of modern Rome.
We will put an end to this.
You should know that either Scaevola or his brother Lurco killed your father. There is no other explanation. We were so close to getting the family declared infames. I believe they must have felt cornered. In their desperation, they killed your father. That is why your mother sent you here. She understood you were in danger too.
I owe you out, but the blood of my father should not be split in vain. I need to save my family, get them back from Scavella. What do you think we should do?
We will avenge your father and save your family. All in good time. Scaevola is a villainous bastard, but he is neither stupid nor careless. Never forget, the enemy is most dangerous when he is nearly vanquished. We shall expose him in front of the Senate.
How, Domine? We don't even know where he is.
By winning this war. He will be in Rome. All of this he's doing to conquer it. He won't be able to stay away.
What shall we do with Cassius?
Keep him alive until we're in Rome. He might prove useful.
Wise decision, Domine.
There is another matter I would like to discuss. Let me know if you have a moment. You've taken to command as quickly as I had hoped.
Grew up hearing about your exploits from my father. In a way, I've learned from you.
It is a useful thing to study the masters of the past, as long as you're able to build on their lessons. I've been observing your legion closely, and I've noticed something that may be of great value to you.
Always eager to learn more from you.
The cavalry of
More from you.
Mithridates is very heavily armored. Your own Equites has had trouble with them, but I believe we can turn this into a decisive advantage. Try this. Order your Equites to turn and ride away. Make it look like they are routed. Mithridates' cataphracts will not be able to resist giving chase.
You're proposing a ruse.
The climate in these lands is very hot. It's stifling, and more so to men and horses in heavy armor. Once the enemy heavy cavalry is exhausted from chasing your Equites through the heat, your men will turn and cut them apart.
Using the climate against my enemy? It's a brilliant idea.
It is likely to only work once. Word will spread of what you've done, and they will not fall for it again. Save this ruse for a moment of great need.
What was the other matter you wish to discuss?
Regaining control of Asia Minor is important, of course, but our primary objective is ensuring the safety of Cotta. There may be a way of saving him without combat. I have arranged a meeting with Mithridates' Magus. Everyone wants something. Let us see what our enemy wants, and what we can get in exchange for it.
Pardon me for saying the obvious, but isn't that a profoundly dangerous idea?
Of course it is. But is it more dangerous than anything you've done so far? We Romans tend to think of foreigners as uncivilized. But dismissing Mithridates as just another barbarian would be another way of underestimating the King of Pontus. Cotta paid dearly for that mistake. Besides, I have taken all the necessary precautions. Laomedontus will guarantee our safety.
Thought our primary objective was defeating him.
It still is. But conquering a fortress and saving a hostage from said fortress are two tasks of vastly different complexity. Simply put, our task would be much more straightforward without the need to worry about Cotta's safety.
This is true. Where exactly is this meeting taking place?
In the same fishing village in Troas where you found Cassius, Laomedontus agreed to mediate. We will meet at his villa and have an opportunity to taste his food.
Doesn't he serve Mithridates?
He serves his own people. Laomedontus is a wealthy man from a family who has always held great power in that region. There's a fragile political balance in Troas. It is in Laomedontus's best interest to keep everyone alive. The demise of either party means he will die too.
Do we intend to surrender?
We intend to negotiate with our foe in order to improve our mutual positions. Why does that sound like surrender to you?
True, because we're getting Kata out and then reorganizing our forces only to attack again, so.
Because negotiations work best if both sides benefit in the end. Hopefully, we will benefit more.
This is true.
You must learn about the art of negotiation. I think you should accompany me and take part in our conversation with Mithridates.
Not to mention the great opportunity this represents for us.
What opportunity?
She's talking about killing him. Probably by poisoning. Am I right?
You are. But it is a great opportunity. You can't deny it.
Everyone knows Mithridates cannot be poisoned. As I said, we will just be there to negotiate.
True. Mithridates was known in history, I think in actual history, as a guy who actually, to avoid being poisoned, which was the preferred assassination attempt at most point if you wanted to be secret at this point in time, was to poison. So Mithridates actually administered low levels of poison to himself over a long period of time, so poisons don't actually kill him. Waiting for it, let's go.
Laomedontus has a villa in Troas. We shall meet there. You will arrive unarmed, and on time.
You should take this flask anyway. You never know when you will need poison.
Do it here.
You will not regret this.
He wants to use hemlock, okay. Do I actually have to be unarmed here? That would be good. Oh, that's actually a side quest. Whoops.
Salve, son. Do you need anything?
I found this amphora of Sanguis Jovis in Trios. I'm familiar with the vintage, said to be quite exquisite, and I want you to have it.
Really? Let me see. By Jupiter, you do know your way around a wine, I must say. We really must get you back to your father's vineyard as soon as this is all over. Rome is deprived of your talent.
Like, when I return to Rome, I have much bigger problems than the vineyard.
Those problems I can help you with at least. Vitellius Scaevola, his brother, they have much political clout. But they are nothing in the Senate compared to me. As soon as our campaign here is ended, I will introduce you to some friends. You will see what kind of resources are at your disposal now. This is a fine gift. When I think of a suitable way to thank you for it, I will send something to your tent in your legion's camp.
Okay. Awesome. We're getting the level ups here. Marcus Aurelius. Love Marcus Aurelius. Not sure if he was alive during this period, though. I think he was. I think Marcus Aurelius was around the time of Julius Caesar. So it's around this time, I think. I want to say. It could be much later, and I'm just dumb. Which is probably more likely the case. You stop by a river, the waters of which are crystal clear. Your Praetorians bring out their water skins and begin refreshing their supplies. As you watch your people kneeling at the river's edge, you notice that the initially clear water is gradually changing color to red. Feeling ill at ease of the situation of Praetorians and the leader. We have gathered enough water, best not to take any risks. Praetorians immediately stop refilling their water skins and leave the possibly contaminated water or contaminated river behind. Yeah, that does not bode well. Red water is not healthy water. Junior Praetorians are stopped alongside the road to fix an issue with someone's saddle. The sound of a galloping horse from the bend ahead brings you to attention. The rider who comes around the bend is wearing a peasant's cloak. So it's enemy messenger. Doesn't seem to need to be on you. Okay. Okay. Ooh. That's some good equipment right there. Okay. Your money or your life? There are a lot of bandits. Well, we're gonna fight.
Your
Kinda
money
seen this.
or your lives? I will not ask again.
Oh, you not have to ask again. I got the message. Let's attack. We need to shield the lockdown this side. Okay.
Are these the guys we are beating up?
That's fine. Because you're dead.
The fight is lost. Retreat.
Okay. Good, we don't actually get hit with that. Add slashing damage. Still need triage. Ooh, a talisman. Okay. Nice little fun battle. Easy battle, for sure. Best made travels in this room, much which do not pay attention to form the group. Peruse your wares. Okay. Discuss prices. Go over here and look at this. What do we need in our triage? 3. So I think we're good. We have enough meds. We'll stop here to get water. Come up here to see if there's anyone. Okay, so let's take out with this violinist. I think is the key.
We are ready to deploy the Legion.
Um. Go to the weak center. Take down their defense.
Alicite hostis in infamata mamitiam aciem.
Good hold.
Our ranks have reached the enemy lines.
Let us. Let's actually throw a Pila. Might hurt us a bit, but we should be fine. Ow.
The weather is changing for the worse.
Your own effort, man.
Contendite vestra ponte!
They've routed. Just from that.
Is broken!
No reason to give chase.
We're
gonna take the morale. Actually, I could use that. One peculiar attraction, come across a fairly well hidden niche in a forest. Okay, we've kind of seen this. The light torso injury, nothing big. You can treat yourself. Let's get these done, and then we're gonna, once we start moving the Legion back up, we'll do that. And then we'll enter here. I should have I'll purposely do this. I'm not sure if, like, oh, you have to come unarmed, if I actually have to unequip everything. Or not. We shall see. Standard bear here.
We meet again. Go right in. Everyone is waiting for you.
Welcome and well met. I believe I do not need to remind you of our agreement about the nature of this meeting.
Of course not.
I am well aware of the nature of your arrangement.
Delightful. Settle down then. And just to make it clear, you both agreed to not bear arms inside my villa. This rule is meant to discourage combat. Combat in this case includes but is not limited to hand-to-hand engagements. Refreshments will be served in a moment. Enjoy yourselves, and please, try to refrain from killing each other.
If this is meant to intimidate me, I have to admit, Lucullus, you have done better than anyone else before you.
I'm afraid I do not know what you're referring to.
I see. Very well. Let us stick to that story then. I must say I'm impressed by this display of audacity, though.
So you've met before. Interesting, and surprising that I didn't know about this. It seems my ward is more skilled than I expected.
So it seems. Very well. Let us start. Tell me how I can help you.
First of all, Mithridates Megas, I am pleased that you came to meet me. There's a certain individual you've been keeping as a guest. It would make me happy to see him reunited with his family.
I'm sure that would make you happy and place you in a significantly better strategic position. Forgive me for being selfish in this case, but you should know that his release would certainly not make me happy. And I'm mostly concerned with my own happiness. Besides, I'm quite fond of my new friend Kota. Why would I let him go? He's a valuable guest. Certainly, you don't expect me to roll over and give him up to you.
Not at all. But my intention here is not to bring about your defeat.
I highly doubt that.
My intention is making sure we both win. Over the course of this war, we have captured nearly 1,000 of your soldiers, which are held in my camp as prisoners. I have no interest in feeding your men. We would both be best served by an exchange of hostages. One man for the lives of 1,000. I'd call that a fair trade, would you not?
An interesting proposal. But Cotta is of immense strategic value to me. In order to make this trade, I would need to see my strategic position improved. I'm sure I can be persuaded into parting with your co-consul in exchange for, say, your departure from Asia Minor with all your legions. I doubt you'd agree to that.
What about Archelaus?
He's alive. That does pique my interest. I'll have to consider it. Perhaps over a glass of wine?
Indeed. All this talk made me thirsty. My ward should order our wine.
Don't you worry. I have already prepared the best wine for my guests. We did not spare any expense.
Good, give the drinks to me. I will check them for poison.
How dare you accuse me like that? Check the drinks all you want. I'm not a murderer. Go now. I shall bring your drinks.
We know he can't be poisoned, so we're not even going to try it.
Ah, good wine. Refreshes the mind indeed.
These Asian wines are rather dry. I prefer those they make in Africa.
To each their own. I'll make you one final offer. I have no interest in handing over Cotta. But since you have shown goodwill, I may be willing to release 200 of your legionari, in exchange for the release of Archelaus, who you claim you have captured.
His ambush on our Legio costs more than a cohort. It'd be injustice for him over in exchange for less people than we lost in that day.
You expect 500 men in exchange for one general? I will release 350.
We know how important Archelaus is to you. Indeed, we have witnessed his skill firsthand. We must have a full cohort in exchange for him.
Fine, fine. A full cohort then.
We have a deal.
I am not in the mood to eat any longer. Stay and enjoy.
Could we actually get... If we give him an ultimatum, will he actually accept that? I'm going to test this. And if it doesn't work, I'll do the same thing all over again and go through it. So I am curious how much we can actually push out of him.
Did you hear what happened on the waterfront? I did. Roman soldiers took someone.
We meet again.
Welcome and well met.
Of course not.
I am well aware.
Delightful combat in refreshment.
If this is meant to
I'm afraid I do not know what you're referring to.
We've met before.
You have?
I see. My compliments. We've met in the middle of my own war camp, where your companion was posing as one of my soldiers. Be careful, Lucullus. This one's quite skilled in spycraft.
I will keep it in mind.
Very well. Let us start. Tell me how I can help you.
First of all, Mithridatism.
I'm sure that would... Besides,
Not at all.
I highly...
My intention is making sure we both win. I have no interest in one man.
An interesting proposal. But Cotta, I'm sure I can be persuaded into parting with your co-consul in exchange for, say, your departure from Asia Minor with all your legions. I doubt you'd agree to that. He's alive.
Indeed. All this talk...
Don't you worry. I have already prepared the... By no means. All food and drinks are to be... Go now.
These Asian wines...
To each, I'll make you one final in exchange for the release of Arculeus, who you claim you have captured. Then I'm afraid you'll have...
My ward is too ambitious. You should know that it is I alone who has the power to make a deal with you. And I do accept your offer.
I am not in the mood to eat any longer. Next.
If you...
Okay, so we actually can't do that. Okay, makes sense. We're gonna do the same choices that we were going to before. I just wanted to check to see what happens, and from a standpoint that can we really affect the story that much, but we're gonna do the same thing we did. I thought it was gonna be the case that it wouldn't have mattered, that we can't get more out of this, because why would we get Kata that easily? But
Did you hear what happened on the waterfront? I did. Roman soldiers took someone.
We meet again.
Welcome.
Of course.
I am...
Delight combat. Refresh.
If this is...
I'm afraid I do not know. So you've met before.
So it seems very well.
First of all...
I'm sure that besides...
Not at all.
I highly...
Mine, I have no one man.
I'm sure I can be persuaded into parting with your co-consul in exchange for, say, your departure from Asia Minor with all your legions. I doubt you'd agree to that. He's alive.
Indeed. All the...
so we're not gonna poison this. We're not gonna like.
Don't you worry. I have already... By no... Go now.
These Asian...
To each their... I'll make you one final offer. I have no interest in handing over Cotta. But since you have shown goodwill, I may be willing to release 200 of your legionari in exchange for the release of Arculeus, who you claim you have captured. You expect 500 men in exchange for one general? I will release 350.
We know how important Archelaus is to you. Indeed, we have witnessed his skill firsthand. We must have a full cohort in exchange for him.
Fine, fine. A full cohort then.
We have a deal.
I am not in the mood to eat any longer. Stay and enjoy our host's hospitality if you'd like. Next time we meet, it will be on the battlefield.
That was some masterful negotiation. Well done. Go on, I'll stay here a little longer. I have some things I wish to discuss with our host. And some local delicacies I'd like to taste.
Okay. So we got to find out a little bit about how much we can actually affect things.
What can I... My name is Laomendondas. I'm a landowner, farmer, and merchant.
Quite the villa. You must make a fine living.
I'm certainly not complaining. I am well liked in Troas. People know me as someone who invests in the community and guides us towards prosperity.
What can you tell me about this village?
There is little to tell. We are an idyllic, quiet community of fishermen and farmers. Our market is small, but it serves a large area.
So you're a merchant? What do you sell?
Produce and, well, many fish. My business is preservation of fish through smoking and salting, and distribution to our neighboring towns.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, so that was an interesting quest. No, we actually can't do that without killing the hoplites. Alright, I'm going to set up what we're going to do for the next episode. Right quick, and then we will get into the next one. I record 3 at a time, so I'll be recording another session after this. Okay, so we are going up here. Let's make our way up there then. So that will be it for this one, guys. We're going to go over here and get this extra area pacified. And we will see what we have for pacifying this next region. And then we'll keep going. So thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like below, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Later.